Thank you all for being here. Today I will be going over the continuum of care structure and also discussing a little bit more about the history and giving a brief overview of Community Alliance for the Homeless. So a little history about continuum of cares. The continuum of care process was first developed in 1994 by the Housing and Urban Development Department, and it was given congressional authorization in 2009 with the Obama administration with the CAFTH Act. Final processes and regulations were published in 2012, establishing the CoC. CoC goals include promoting the coordination of federal homeless assistance programs within communities and basically acting as a bridge between local and federal partners. The CoC can refer to several things. It can refer to the planning process, the collection of stakeholders involved, the geographic area covered by the continuum of care, and the actual grant received from the Department of Housing and Urban Development. The United States is divided into about 400 continuum of cares. It could mean the state, the city, or a collection of counties, depending on that jurisdiction. The responsibility for each CoC is the operation of that CoC, the coordinated assessment or coordinated entry, written standards, designing and operating the Homeless Management Information System, or HMIS, preparing applications for CoC program funds, and each local process of the CoC is led and staffed by a lead agency, which could mean a local government or an independent nonprofit. And in the case of Memphis and Shelby County, they are ran by an independent nonprofit, the Community Alliance for the Homeless. And as a lead agency, the Community Alliance for the Homeless leads the continuum of care, the Homeless Management Information System, and the collaborative applicant to basically help attain funding for different programs and organizations working within the continuum of care. The Memphis-Shelby County Homeless Consortium and Memphis-Shelby County Continuum of Care are essentially the same thing, and they are working continuously under the Governing Council, which helps oversee committees and work groups and the lead agency, Community Alliance for the Homeless. Community Alliance for the Homeless provides logistical support and coordination to these committees and work groups. And some examples here can be seen on the left of the CoC Planning Committee, the Families and Youth Action Board, Single Adults, Landlords, Employment, HMIS, and Veterans. More on Community Alliance's role specifically. They help operate the continuum of care. They give support to the consortium, the Governing Council, and the underlying committees. They help measure the system performance and program evaluation of long-term planning. And they help organize the annual point in time count required by the Department of Housing and Urban Development to better determine funding annually. And they also help design and operate the Homeless Management Information System, or HMIS, prepare applications for the CoC program funds, to help operate the local competition and prioritization of different programs, submit collaborative community applications as well, to connect that federal funding to the local community. And the last thing that Community Alliance for the Homeless specifically helps with is the coordinated entry system process through HMIS. And they operate it more specifically for individual adults, but the partner MIFA also operates the HMIS system for families with children and helps get those families and children into coordinated entry to make sure that the process is the same throughout the Memphis-Shelby County area. the committees and work groups on more detail for the consortium. The full consortium meets quarterly. Committees meet more regularly, typically once a month, and they basically help gather different information, get provider feedback, work through different information, advocate for specific populations, discuss gaps in the system, and strategize for future system improvements. The committee chairs are selected by the Governing Council annually, and these chairs lead the committee work with the support of a Community Alliance for the Homeless liaison. And I will be going over 3 committees here to better discuss the details and how each one operates. So the mission for the Families and Youth Committee is to advocate for resources and services for families and unaccompanied youth ages 18 to 24 who are facing housing instability or homelessness. The responsibilities of the Families and Youth are to create strategies for assisting families and youth experiencing homelessness, help educate, and help work with partners and programs to find housing strategies for these specific populations. The CoC Planning Committee helps plan and support the development of the continuum of care, provide effective programming and service coordination for persons experiencing homelessness, and work together with Community Alliance for the Homeless on all aspects of the collaborative application for the CoC competition NOFA, which is the Notice of Funds allocation, and assist with the training and updates to the community. And more on the NOFA, essentially it is the program funding designated by the Department of Housing and Urban Development given to continuum of care is based on their application of programs and need for funding. So the Continuum of Care Planning Committee is responsible for the timely, accurate presentation of Memphis and Shelby County's annual Continuum of Care consolidated application to HUD to accompany the agency applications to work with the CoC lead agency or Community Alliance for the Homeless, and basically offer that support and provide the support to the continuum of care to help train and provide information for funding so that communication is and everything is well understood throughout partners. And the Single Adults Committee mission is to bring together housing providers, outreach workers for the purpose of case conferencing, resource sharing, and advocating for services, specifically for single adults experiencing homelessness. And their responsibilities is to host case conferencing time for providers to share and discuss client program issues or concerns. And this is conducted typically weekly through a by name list meeting. And essentially, partners get together to discuss the needs of each client and where they would best fit into an available program within the continuum of care. So that was just a brief overview of COCs and Community Alliance for the Homeless and their role in Memphis and Shelby County. But if you have any other questions, please feel free to reach out to us. Our contact information can be found on the Community Alliance for the Homeless website at CAFTH.org. And other resources on there are available as well for more details on continuum of cares and the Housing and Urban Development Department. Also, you could check out HUD.org to learn more about homelessness and the continuum of care. Thank you very much.